5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's happening, baby?
It's funny that you would say that.
This is How Do You Love Me podcast, and this is Trey.
And I'm Q.
And man, today we're talking about how long is too long to have kids. Coming up. Yeah. So, like I said, man, this episode is how long is too long to have some kids? Too long to wait.
Mm-hmm.
When is time? When is it time?
Yeah. Well,
have y'all had them yet?
Yeah.
What you waiting on?
Yeah, that's definitely a question we get asked all the time. But before we get into it, Trey, how full is your cup today?
My cup is pretty full. It was something that happened, and I can't think right now.
Like good or bad?
No, it was pretty bad. I mean, not pretty bad, but it was like,
Yeah.
I can't really remember. But anyways, yeah, I had a good week, had a good day. I'm gonna say my cup is about 89% full, like legitimately 89.
89.
Yeah, 89.
And I shouldn't be shocked anymore because he does, like, his numbers are always like this, but it still just amazes me. 89%.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's like right on the cusp of an A+, right on the cusp of full. You know, it's there. Like, I'm all right. I'll tell y'all this. I've been out in the sun a lot, so if I look dark for the people who are watching,
you don't look dark.
I don't know. To me, I'm like, man, am I not putting enough SPF on or what? But
you don't wear SPF.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. My men's matte facial stuff.
Oh, it has SPF? How much in it?
I don't know. I can't remember now.
Okay.
I can't remember. But either way,
got 15.
or either way, I forgot. I had some more stuff too. I don't know where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. By the way, for those men out there that's not wearing it, not taking care of your face, I might do a video. Take care of yourself, because I'm telling you,
skincare for men is serious.
Yeah, it is, and your woman gonna love you.
Yeah,
but
you know what? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna cut this. I don't know why men, their face can look so good and they do the bare minimum.
I don't know.
Women, we got like steps to the skincare, and my skin still is dry. I still have dark marks or whatever. Like, these masks are tearing my face up, like right here. Like all these bumps from having that mask on my chin.
And for y'all who can't see that, she's talking about her chin area.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, I looked at it this morning. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, the good thing is there's always time and always a way to get it fixed and go back.
I've had clear skin pretty much all my life. And so I hate it whenever I have something on my face, because it really shows up because
you're light skinned.
Not that I ain't light skinned.
She hate when I say that, y'all, but I'm telling you she is.
I'm like brown paper bag.
Okay. Well, you would have been in the house.
Nah, I probably would have been in the middle because I tan pretty easy.
Yeah. I
do. If I'm outside for like 30 minutes, I
agree.
Back in. I think if I take my ring off right now.
Nah. You ain't been outside. But y'all, check this out. Can y'all believe she had the nerve to on a couple of occasions to say that she was the same color as me? I'm like, what planet are you on? And then you know what she had to do when she realized it? I guess she had to go to her photo from when she was probably 12 years old. The summer she spent all summer outside. She had to go to that one. See? I'm like, girl, that was one time.
No, because he make it seem like he darker than he is. Like, he make it seem like he is black.
I'm pretty black. I've been out in that sun.
No, you like milk chocolate.
Oh, well.
You only look darker because you have that dark facial hair, but
you know what? Maybe that's what it is.
I really do
I'm
think
not
so,
used
because
to. I used to have that chin strap for a long time,
and that was
so
it.
maybe I maybe because it's more covering up more of my face.
You're not as dark as you think you are.
I mean, not that it's a bad thing anyway. I mean, I love it. I always like to make light of it because, that's the thing. But anyways, enough about me. How full is your cup, Q?
I'm just going to say.
Because I know you had a week. But
yeah, I'm on like 70 and I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, nobody always feels 100% all the time.
I think honestly, if y'all are watching this on video, you can't tell how I feel. Okay, because look at me. Okay, I have my hat on. Well, I just washed my hair. That's why I got my hat on. But anyways, whenever I feel like 100% or like 95%, I normally have on some regular clothes. Today, I just got off. I started to do stuff for school, and so I'm just, on 70. I'm making it.
Yeah,
I'm making it
on 70.
Yeah.
So, let's hop into it, man. Like you said,
yeah, everybody is always asking us, when are y'all gonna have children?
Mm-hmm.
Where the kids at? Where the kids at? And
how long y'all gonna wait?
I know for the longest time, it made me pretty mad because I was just like, because it wasn't just where the kids at. It was you getting a little thick, you pregnant? I'm like, no, but thanks.
Well,
because I'm like, okay, I know I put on at this point it's more than a couple, but at the time it was like, I know I put on a couple pounds. I don't need to hear you tell me that.
Well,
I know it's not like anybody does it to
malicious.
Be mean.
Yeah,
they're just questioning because they're like, oh, okay, we might have a little bundle of joy, but as soon as you get married, people always want to know, like, so when you gonna have kids, when you gonna buy a house. But the when you gonna have kids one is like, it used to make me roll my eyes because I was just like, when I have kids, you'll know, and I'm sure you'll be the first one to come over here and, take them and pick them up or whatever. But I'm like,
well, I mean,
just give me the chance.
It definitely never fazed me.
Well, of course not.
Why?
Because
why
the
you say it like that?
Who has to go through the most changes is me. So I feel more pressure than you do because you're like, well, whenever you're ready, then we'll,
That's between us. When I'm talking to other people, it's no pressure because it's them. Like, I think a lot of people, when they get caught up on, like, well, a lot of people asking, I guess we better start talking about it. I ain't saying
like that.
Yeah.
It makes me, I don't know, I guess I get a little irritated more than anything. It'd be different if I was skinny and had stayed the same, all these years, but I put on a couple pounds, well, more than a couple, and I just don't want to hear that every time I come over your house that I've gotten thicker.
But I mean, they're not really saying that. Like,
you don't know that.
Well, you're right, I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
you remember a couple weeks ago we went to that thing and one of the family members was like, you getting a little swollen around your colon area.
Oh, they was playing.
But they say it all the time.
That's.
And I know it was just a segue into, are you pregnant? It was, are you pregnant? So I don't know.
Well, I don't look. They can ask me then. Just point them in my direction every time because I'll let them know.
You don't have to say so.
Who? I mean, listen. What I'm saying is, it roll off my back a lot easier. Yeah. Not because a lot of things. Not because I ain't got it. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, look. I understand the secret. This is my life. And you're not about to ruin it because you want to see a little baby.
It is.
I'm going to have the baby when we have the baby, Yeah. So I took the liberty to look it up because I just wanted to see. Because maybe people ask all the time because, like, that's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Right? But anyways, what it said was overall in the U.S., the average time a couple waits between getting married and having a baby is about 3 years. And so when I think about that, when I think back, I'm like, okay, I mean, I can see that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of factors in there, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so that's where we come in like, look, this is our life because, yeah, about 3 years. That sounds cool. You got established a little bit. You know, y'all know each other a little bit more. Let's have this baby. But then in real life, okay, look, we need to make sure we establish, right? We building from nothing.
Right. Well, I think you're talking about just us because other people don't care.
I am just talking about us.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're right.
Folks don't care. They like, I don't care if we poor and if, I don't got a job and I'm barely eating. Right. I love you and I want a baby.
And the thing
I'm not saying that's wrong.
I was just about to say, and the thing is nothing wrong with that if you can take care of it. Mm-hmm. I don't really care for, bringing another person into this world and you can't take care of it along with yourself. That's kind of selfish, but unless it's accident, I guess, you know what I mean? But outside of that, if you can take care of a baby, go right ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with that. But me and my house.
Yeah. So I'll just say, like, we want kids.
For sure.
That's the thing. I know a lot of people think like, well, I mean, y'all seem happy and y'all like each other. Well, where the kids at?
But and I think when you get used to seeing like people have kids right away, then it looks like abnormal.
Well, yeah.
When you see like, oh man, y'all been married for 60.
Right.
What?
Like, what y'all doing?
Yes.
That's kind of what people thinking. Like,
and then
y'all sleep in the same bed together?
I know, right? Every night. But another thing that hit my mind a couple of months ago, somebody did ask, and it hit me. I'm like, you know what? That might be a part of it too.
What?
A lot of people might think we are older than we are. And so then it like, what are y'all waiting on? I mean, technically, yes, we are up there.
Yeah.
But I think they were thinking that we were like 30s.
Oh, no.
And when they found out how old we were, take your time.
Okay.
I'm like, I know.
Yeah. I feel like there's people on both sides of the spectrum.
It is.
Because like my dad's like, you better hurry up before you get too old. Because he's like, you still going to want to be able to play with them and care enough to want to go places with them and, because not normal people, but like most people we know have their kids from like, 18 to 25, like their first one. And so the fact that we haven't had the first one, it just, I don't know, I think people get a little nervous.
Yeah, they do. And it's funny you brought that up because I also took the liberty to look that up as well.
Okay.
And they were saying, it says women are more fertile and have the best chance of getting pregnant in their 20s.
Right.
It says this is the time when you have the highest number of good quality eggs available and your pregnancy risk are lower.
Right. Because, women are like, we are made with a certain number of eggs.
Yeah, about 1 million.
I don't know the number. I just remember learning that. Like, we only have a certain set. So the older you get, the less chance you have for one to be fertilized and for you to actually have a baby.
Yeah.
So.
And it said for the fertility gradually begins to decline after around 32. I'm like, bro, you know how many years that is for us? That's a whole, that's a lifetime. You know what I mean? So I'm saying it like real, like when you put it all together, it's like, bro, that's a long time to have a couple of kids. But it's like, I don't know. For me, by the way, I want to go back a little bit. You don't even hear what you just said.
What?
You already was built with all the eggs already. That's just how God works. He put everything in the beginning, in the end. How you do that? Yeah. Only Him. But I don't know. That it's the thing is though. If it's somebody out there probably not struggling because it seems like a lot of people do have a lot of kids. Maybe we're the outsiders.
But I think we are. I think there's a certain part of people, like a certain group of people in our generation who just feel like I need to get my stuff together before, like I need to get my ducks in a row before I can actually jump.
It's a whole lot now.
Phase. Like, I mean, when I look around, like there's so many more of us who just want to get it together. We don't want to fall into the same things that our parents did just because they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
My mom, I mean, this is nothing against, but like she always like told us like, you can do, I don't know. She was just say like the worst thing that you could ever do is come home pregnant. And that stuck with me forever because I'm like, she's right. Because if you come home pregnant, a lot of things in your life will change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You'll lose a lot of freedom. And now your childhood is over, basically. Yeah,
you grown.
And now you're an adult. And so she just didn't want that for me. Well, you know what? I actually appreciate that. But I think I probably took it a little further than what she was thinking. Because at this point, I'm like, I wanted to get my life together in a way that like, so the reason why we haven't had kids is because like, there are things that I would like to accomplish before they actually come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids to feel like, okay, so I went to school. As soon as I got out of high school, I went to college. I was going to be a nurse. And I was like, okay, when I graduate, then I'll start, I'm like, well, I'll get serious with Trey or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I decided not to go to nursing school, and I just kind of sat down for a minute. And then, of course, we got married. Well, shortly after that, then I decided I wanted to go back to school. Well, I'm like, if I have a baby right now and I'm working overnight and I'm going to school, at what point does my child get my time?
Yes, that is key.
When does my child get my time? Because I don't want to, like there's this tug of war that I always have, like, who comes first? Do I want to make sure that I live a life that's fulfilling for myself, or do I live it for my kids? And I don't want to have to choose like that. So that's why I have decided, or we have decided, because I didn't just say like, nope, Trey, you want to wait.
No, she didn't say that.
It was like a, what do you think, kind of thing. But that's why we've decided to wait, because I don't want my kids to feel like mama was never there for, whatever. Because like, I just don't want that conversation to ever come up. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I like that. I'm totally behind it because I felt the same way. Like, I want to be able to be there when I need to be there.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, things won't be perfect. I know a lot of people
say
that, because they're like, what are you
that's
waiting on?
That's definitely going to come up, yes.
It's never going to be perfect. And I know it's not, but I need it because like, so people are like, just go ahead and have the baby because you'll never have enough money. It'll never be perfect. And I'm like, but I would at least like to get like somewhere. Like I need to reach this one checklist or check off before I have a child, because then I can say, well, I've done this for me, and whether or not this works for me, I tried. Now I'm gonna go have my kids, and now I'm gonna live for my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, and you know what's funny? I wonder. I haven't thought about this either. Like, would there be a difference if, because you know how it might be a huge problem if, like you said, if you came home early with a baby, but would that change with parents or with people, like their perception of it, if you were married? So like, say you got married at 18 and you had the baby at 18, but because y'all was married, it's okay? Or would expectations still be like, you young, you need to,
I don't,
you know what I mean?
That's where I think it comes from, because like, I think a lot of people look at us and maybe you feel this way too, like we don't have like a lot of drama, or we're not like asking for, like, we're an independent couple, I'll just say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we got married, Trey had a car, I had a car, I had a job, he had a job, and so we were like adults, you know what I'm saying? Like we had some established like credit we were building, and like, so we were established. But I could see how like, if you didn't even get your license when you had your first kid, or you didn't know how to drive, you never had a job before, I could see how
that would cause problems.
Right, even if you're married, it would cause problems, because now I have to help you and your child, and you're married.
Yes.
And so now you're a burden.
I think it's a whole lot better situation to come in as grandparents or friends, when you can just come in and really enjoy the baby and have fun.
Like you hands off. Yeah.
I gotta give you how How much you need now?
Yeah, and I think that's why people probably want us to have kids so bad. Mm-hmm. And I get it. But at the same time, like, who has to be here?
Yes.
Who has to be here? Because if I'm in a bad mood because of whatever, like, I don't know, because I'm broke or because I didn't get enough sleep because I had to work overnight or whatever, my child can tell that. I'm sure they'll be able to tell, like, Mama's not in a good mood.
Big time.
You know, she shooed me away. She hit me or something like that. And I just don't want.
And the crazy thing is that child can't decipher the hit from you being tired or, you know, work stress.
Being mad at them.
You being mad at them.
Yeah.
That's happened a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Not going to happen to us. Not going to say that. But,
no, I wouldn't
but
say
seriously, it's just, look, every situation is different. And for us, we've just chosen to wait a little bit longer than everybody
the
else.
Couple.
You know, which is, again, both sides. It's okay.
Yeah.
I feel.
And I think if y'all have been listening long enough, you'll understand, like, we do things the way they work for us.
Period.
The way they work for us.
Period.
Like, people might, I might listen to them and be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a good idea. But at the end of the day, we really sit and talk about it because, like, is it going to make us happy?
Yeah, because, I mean, I think you alluded to it earlier. Y'all, or they, I'm not even going to say y'all because y'all are fam, y'all are people. They not going to be in this house with us when this baby is crying.
That's right. I mean, they might come over.
Yeah, and, but I'm saying, like, certain people have probably been pushed and pushed and pushed to have a baby, and then they had the baby, and them people are looking from across the street through the window like, they don't know what to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, golly, you maybe had it.
Okay.
Or you influenced it.
You remember that conversation? I was like, I would never let that go.
I don't remember.
Oh, you weren't there.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know.
I had to tell you about that. I had asked a couple of questions, and I was like, how did y'all decide y'all wanted to have a baby? They was like, you know, the husband was like, I was done, but, you know, then I decided, you know, my wife wanted to have a baby. So, you know, I was like, okay, we'll have another baby. And the wife was like, what? I didn't want another baby. You wanted another baby.
Oh,
I know that was just sitting there like.
So y'all had a baby because one of y'all thought y'all wanted a baby, and the other one thought you.
And the baby was sitting right there. I mean, the baby ain't no baby no more.
But they were saying it in front of him?
Yeah, it was just like.
That's cold.
Oh.
I know. Oh, man. They probably forgot.
I don't know, but I was just like, you just gonna do this right here?
Y'all ain't gonna hide it. Y'all ain't gonna hide it.
You ain't gonna be like, we'll talk about this later. You just gonna, okay.
I didn't want them.
Yeah, but no, really, that's like a big thing for me because I'm like, whenever I decided to go back to school, I kind of talked it over with Trey because I was like, look, it's gonna take me about 3.5 years to graduate. He was 3.5 years, not because of how long it was gonna take, but he was thinking money wise, like, you ain't done with school yet. And anyways, I had to talk it over with him, and I was like, yeah. So then after that, I think I want to work at least 1 year. And, you know, then we can start planning. And so Trey was like.
Because it was, I was cool with it because it was still in, like, I was like, oh, yeah, we can have baby in this range and, you know, we'll still be good. I'll still be in good shape to run around and, you know, work out and all that stuff. And, like, we'll still, like, that's a good timing. So I was like, this range. If that number fell in the range, I'm good. That's fine.
But I wonder how long is too long? Cause like
that's a good question.
How long is too long? Because my daddy had counted it out yesterday. So I was talking to him and he was like, "You have some grandkids. I'm ready." I'm like, "I ain't ready, dude." But anyways, like right now I'm 27. So let's go from 18. So if I have the baby next year, I would be 46 when the baby turned 18. So he was telling me, which I've heard plenty of people tell me this before, like, you want to have the baby earlier so that you can have time to play with him. And so my response from, I don't know how, I just started realizing, I'm like, that child is going to be my child forever.
Facts.
They don't just drop off the face of the earth after they turn 18 and get to go. Like, so it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter whether I.
Yeah. And I mean, I hear you. I'm with it. Yeah. It's just.
I think hopefully, it's just. I mean, my thing. I kind of feel like. Honestly, I want to spend more time getting to know Trey, because that's what everybody says. Like, y'all need to spend time, take trips, and go on vacations before y'all have kids, because y'all ain't gonna be able to take them naps and just get up and go like you want to whenever you have kids. So I'm like, okay, well, that's the part that I'm enjoying right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It said 32. We are far away from that.
Yeah, we got a ways to go.
I will say this though. I remember in elementary school, there was this little girl. I don't even remember how old I was. Maybe we were in 4th grade or something. I'm not gonna lie. Her mom looked like her granny.
I think we all knew somebody like that.
I'm just gonna be honest. I was like, yeah. Lord, and for some reason, like, I still remember this lady's face. She was old, and I asked her. I was like, "Dang!" I asked that. I'm thinking back. I'm like, I really asked her that. Right now, I probably wouldn't do that, but yeah. And she was like, "That's her mom." And I'm like, "Wow!" She waited a long time. Yeah. I didn't want to be like that. But I knew.
I think that at that point, that's like 40.
Yeah.
And your child like 3 and you just turned 40 kind of thing.
Yeah. I know one thing. Our kid will be happy to know that they were wanted and thought out. You know, it's because it's planned. A lot of, it's planned. Because there's a lot of kids out here, they would be surprised on finding out that they were accidents.
Yeah, or one night stand.
I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like
it's a lot of people.
You can tell too. Like I'm just here. I'm just here at this house because you still a kid. But as soon as you get grown, I'm out. Mm-hmm. And so that's another thing that kind of held me back from having kids early. Because I'm like, just in case something goes wrong, which I was hoping it didn't, I need to be able to make a clean break. Okay? No, for real. I don't need to be trying. Like, if it went wrong, if you decided you was going to do whatever and we just couldn't get along and I couldn't stand you enough that I decided to get a divorce, I wanted to be able to leave and never look back. Mm-hmm. But having a kid, you can't do that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know people do, but...
Yeah, I mean, it would make it definitely tough. It would make that tough.
It would make it tough. So, let me see. So if you would put an age on it, how long is too long for you, Trey, to have kids? The first one.
The first one.
How long is too long for us to have the first one?
I think 30.
I said the same thing.
Did you really?
I did. I've always said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like...
if we don't have the first one by 30, we're just going to be them cool auntie and uncle. Like, we just going to be the favorite, you know. Hey, we going over there. They ain't got no kids.
And by the way, we got a goddaughter. You know what I'm saying? We love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not our own, but, you know, she is at the same time. So we still got one.
Yeah. If
Sheba. We didn't.
And Sheba.
Yeah, Sheba too. But you know how I feel about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, a dog is a dog.
Yeah, but
I love him, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our goddaughter, she's definitely.
Yes.
She was definitely like an eye-opening experience. I was like, oh yeah, I ain't ready. Because she had came and spent the first few times she came over and spent the night. Too funny story. So
oh snap, story time.
So she came over and my cousin and I were playing with her, you know, at the house. We had brought her over to the house, and so we're playing with her, whatever. Trey walks in from work.
Man.
She immediately starts screaming and hollering and running up to me, like trying to climb up my leg to get me to pick her up. It never failed. She always was running from Trey. Always running from Trey.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like I don't know. Basically, I was the boogeyman.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
I know. I feel like I remember that time, and I'm like, man, I had on the puffy jacket, or
you did. You had the puffy jacket.
You know what I mean? I had a Supreme North Face big jacket, and then I feel like I had on a hat, like one of those like a beanie. Yeah, I know. Cold. I don't know. I was like, maybe I just didn't look like a human being at that time, and she was like, I'm done.
I said, because she was fine with me and my cousin.
Yeah.
And we're lighter. I said when Trey came in, he was a little too dark for her.
I mean, look, you did. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, when she would come over, like when she was a baby, so like under 2, she would always, like, it was just me. Like,
period. Everything.
It was just me. Like, she was terrified of Trey for whatever reason, but now she ain't scared.
Nah. She love me now.
Yeah. She'll call me up on FaceTime and be like, what's Goddaddy doing?
Yeah. Working. For you.
She was trying to come over here.
Working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I guess we're gonna move on.
Let's go.
All right, yeah, we gotta look. Today's episode is, it's gonna be a little light. We just had that to talk about, and then now we're going to transition over into a couple of questions from the inner circle, and we're going to get out the way. So you want me to start it?
I'll read it.
Okay. All right.
So this one a little longer. All right. So it says, my boyfriend and I are really in love, serious, and he's actually been talking about marriage. He proposed before, but I didn't take the ring because we still had some unresolved issues to figure out. I'm Catholic, and he's a Jehovah's Witness. In order for us to be together, I have to be a Jehovah's Witness as well. Their doctrine and belief is so overwhelming to me, and I'm afraid I won't be comfortable with it. He's not willing to go to separate churches either. They don't celebrate any holidays besides Passover and Easter, not even Mother's Day or birthdays. He planned a whole 3-day surprise on my birthday, but according to him, if we don't get married, he won't celebrate at all. Oh, my bad. If we're going to get married, he won't celebrate at all. He said he'll make sure every day is special and I won't ever feel like I'm missing out on anything. I have decided to visit the church and see for myself. I'm afraid if I don't like it, I won't want to convert, and that will also cost us our relationship. My question, is it actually worth me converting? How should I move forward with this relationship if I don't like the church? I'm conflicted and don't know what to do.
Is it actually worth me converting? How should I move forward?
Yeah.
With the relationship? You want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay. All right.
This has always been a question for me. So back when R&B Divas was on TV, Lil Mo is a Christian and she was dating a Muslim. And I always wondered, because it never occurred to me at that point that there were other kinds of, I knew that like you're Muslim, you're Christian, whatever, but I just assumed it was like another denomination. And so like that opened my eyes, because then she started talking about how he's different and how, they're compromised. But I always wondered like what it's like to mesh stuff like that. And I'll just say, for me, I don't know if I would be able to convert to something that's totally different from what I grew up believing, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like, if all I know is to believe in God, and she's Catholic, so it's a little different from Christianity, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you grew up living one way. And what if, I don't really know too much about Jehovah's Witness, but I just think it's going to be hard for y'all to mesh the two if you want to mesh the two. And it doesn't sound like he wants to. It doesn't sound like he wants to compromise. But it sounds like you're willing to, but you want to compromise. Like, you want to convert, but with leeway. And it doesn't sound like he's willing to do that. So I'm going to say you probably should do some research. Go to the church and see what it's like, because you never know. The extremes that you see online may be totally different from what you see at his actual church, and it might not even be as bad as you think it is. And then another thing to think about is you said that y'all really love each other, and I'm sure he treats you right, and I'm sure he's a really nice guy. If you're happy, I say go for it. But I just want to let you know, when you start having kids, things might be a little weird, you know, because the way that you parent might be different. Because think about it, like a special thing for most people when they have kids is to celebrate their birthday, like first birthday. You can't do that anymore. You're like, what? That's a tradition. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you're having to kill a part of yourself.
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about. I would say I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to. I mean, there are some things that I feel like I didn't actively practice Christianity growing up. You know, I was like twice or 3 times a year church goer. I prayed for like I said, grace, and that was it. I might have prayed on New Year's. Yeah, I might have prayed on New Year's Eve for the new year, but that was it. But yeah, I didn't have to convert. I just needed to learn more about Christianity.
And that's totally different.
That's different because it still lined up with what the only thing was I felt like I only knew half of the truth. And now I'm learning more like, oh, okay, that's why people say that. That makes sense because now I actually see it in the Bible. But you might actually find things that go totally against what you grew up knowing and believing. So
yeah. I mean, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be hard if you do stay. There are a lot of people who make the decision to do that every day, every year, and I'm sure they would tell you it's a hard relationship because you got two people that are essentially on two different paths in life. You know, I've looked a little bit into them, you know, into that arena of Jehovah's Witness just to see like what were the similarities and differences between them and like you know, Christians or whatever. And you know, I think the reason they don't celebrate a lot of that stuff is because they believe it's pagan, you know, and all that. But so that might be harder. Technically it is, but at the same time, what is it hurting? Now,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that might be hard.
Yeah, would it hurt for you not to celebrate a birthday,
right,
or to not acknowledge your mother on Mother's Day?
Exactly.
Or would it hurt you that your husband's not there when it's time to celebrate?
Right. And so for me personally, I would say if neither one is willing to compromise on that, it's gonna be a divided household on a lot of subjects. You and know, a lot of things.
That stuff really, like, the light really shines on situations like that when you have kids, because you may feel like, well, my kid is never gonna celebrate Christmas, and she might be like, but that's Jesus' birthday, not the actual December 20th, you know, the season.
That's when you celebrate.
Yeah, that's when we celebrate Jesus' birthday, and he might be like, no, well, Christmas might be a big thing for you. It's not for him. And while he may say, well, go ahead to your family's house, he might resent you for going because you chose a holiday over him.
And then on the other side, you might feel the same way. Like,
I know.
I can't believe he wouldn't at least come to my mother's house.
Right.
You know what I mean? With me.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
so it's a lot of different, like, intricate variables that would go on there. I'm not saying it couldn't work or it won't work, but it will be hard. And if you're not up for that task, or not up for that, it might be, because I think, they're really, really in love, but not engaged.
Right.
I think that might be the step to maybe really sit down and talk about, you know, these things are important to me. If I want to do this, is that still okay? If it's not, maybe it might be best to split ways now while it's not a marriage in place, while it's not, you know, till death do us part in place. And because at the end of the day, love is an emotion. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's deep love right now.
I'm curious how old you are too, because like, I'm curious how old she is, because I mean, she might really be in love though, but honestly, like you might find it again in someone else.
Now, I might if you're asking God for it, He will give it to you. Mm-hmm. Pray on it.
Yeah, that's definitely what I would say. Pray on it too, because
but
if He's not willing to,
that's tough.
I mean, it sounds like you're gonna have to do the converting and the making the adjustments.
Yeah, so it's one-sided.
And then I hear some people say like, "Well, He just does His thing, and I do my thing." But I feel like, I mean, it might work for you, but I do feel like you just literally have a like a roommate at that. Not necessarily, but like you believe one thing, they believe another thing. So how can y'all, you know what I'm saying, like? Hopefully
equally cohabitate.
Yeah, because it's like, here I am celebrating my birthday and New Year's Eve and stuff, and you over there on the couch with your arms crossed, looking at me like, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's a tough one, but
it is. But stuff like that always makes me question, like how people with two different political views, how they make it. Yeah. I know they can. To me, that's not a really big thing, but it's along the same line. It's
not huge, but in some households it is. It is. It is in some households.
It is. But something like religion, it's a serious thing, and so because it controls your beliefs. I mean, it definitely controls your beliefs, but it also determines like what path you're on and where you're gonna go. And so if y'all aren't on the same path, and but what's the point of getting together if y'all aren't on the same path?
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's some stuff you should hash out extremely early in the relationship. Yeah. I think we talked about that in the earlier episode.
Yeah, you should.
That's one of those major things to hash out early.
Like maybe you could say like, hey, I don't care about any other holiday, but if we could just really do Thanksgiving, I'll do whatever I gotta do. But I'm just saying, like, if you just say like, I just need this one holiday, and then the rest of the year, I'll be fine. But that's a I could compromise with that, like one, because I'm making you tear down everything you know.
But then you gotta realize though, so like, if that's in your religion, then technically,
I know
you ain't.
Yeah, you ain't a part.
I mean, you ain't doing. You're not doing. Yeah. That's one leg in, one leg out. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's lukewarm type deal. Yeah. So,
and then you got to be careful too, because you might grow to resent your spouse because.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I did such a heavy thing for you, and you can't even pick up your clothes out of the bathroom.
you were.
But
probably,
that's where it would always come back for me, because I'm like, man, I became just like you. And you can't even take the trash out on time. I'm telling you, every time we get into an argument, I would bring that up. I missed out on Thanksgiving last year, but you can't even.
It probably would be like that.
It would, and that's where I can't.
I wouldn't.
I couldn't. But
ultimately, just like we started this whole thing out with, ultimately, it's your decision. Mm-hmm. So I hope you do something with that.
Yeah. Okay, so we got another question, or someone needing some advice from our inner circle. So it says, me and my husband got married on June 27th after being together for 14 years. We had a very small, intimate wedding in our church with just the pastor, my daughter, my best friend, who was my witness, and a photographer. We decided to have it this way because of COVID-19 and for the safety of others. Close family and friends knew about it the week before, but of course, no one else was invited because of the gathering limit in a church. As of today, we only received gifts from 5 people within our families and friends. I was just thinking about all the gifts and things we've done for these people and never asked of anything in return. We're not people that expect anything back from others, but dang, some people couldn't even tell us congratulations. Yeah. Is it petty to not attend their functions and to stop all the fake fraternizing with these people?
That is funny.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight with you. It would be petty to
stop talking to him. Basically.
For that reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if it was something else, I could, I might be able, but yeah, for that specific reason, it would be petty if that was the reason that you chose not to go somewhere. Not because you couldn't make it, but because, they didn't give me no gifts, I ain't going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or now, I agree, it is easy to hit you up on the phone real quick. Hey, congratulations on y'all marriage. We could make, we can't make it out there. And we don't have, we couldn't get you no gift, or it's on the way. I ain't gonna lie, June 27th, that was a long time ago. So, but again though, I agree with they could at least have text or call, if these are close people. Now, the other part is, I would say, you gotta look at both sides. So not only your side, yes, this was a huge day for you and your husband, your new husband. By the way, congratulations. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it was not that huge for them. And I hate to put it like that. It's the same way with kids. Mm-hmm. You have a new baby. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, look at my baby. It ain't that special to the other person, no matter how much you want it to be. You know what I mean? And so I hate to be that person, but I also have to say, they're not obligated to get you a gift. Mm-hmm. It's nice. Mm-hmm. It is appreciated, but they also don't have to do that. And what about what you said in there? COVID-19. It's messed up a lot of people. A lot of people don't have jobs right now. A lot of people are, like on that last thread. And what if that was just a bad date for them? A bad couple of months? Because that's June 27th.
Maybe they just not feeling it because, you know what, I was in a relationship and I was supposed to get married and I'm happy for you, but I just can't right now because that
could have happened too. Yeah. But there's so many different variables to that. I would say though, you gotta take that stuff with a grain of salt. Now, if it's one of those situations where it's your people that you always helping out and then they couldn't do nothing, like didn't even try, that might be one of those where, hey, I see you on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not going to be doing for you like I used to because I see where you at. But there's no like animosity or hard feel. I'm just I want to make sure that your heart is still in the right place with your friends and family, because that's one thing that can definitely, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but that will keep you out of the, at the gates. Yeah. So I that's the reason why I brought those other sides up and some other things to think about, because it's not always how we see it in our heads. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I say. I know it's a little long winded, but yeah.
Yeah, you sound like me over there. No, I would say, all right, so a couple things. First of all, you probably, you sound like me, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. Like, we got to get out of thinking that people owe us something. Like, we really do. Yeah. I'm saying that because I do too. Like, just because you accomplish something, just like Trey said, it doesn't mean that it was that big of an accomplishment to your family and your friends.
And it takes nothing away from it. But
yeah. And it doesn't mean that they owe you anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, who did you do this for? You did this for yourself. I'm sure you did not do this to get the accolades from everybody else around you. And then here's the other thing that you ain't gonna like, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You said y'all been together for 14 years. I'm assuming, because you said it was just the pastor, my daughter, my BFF, and the photographer, that y'all have a kid together. So I'm assuming y'all stay together. I'm just assuming. This is just the harsh reality of it. Most of us feel like you already been living together anyway. Why do you need a gift? And so that's just the harsh reality of it. Like, you already been living the life.
Yeah.
What do you need a prize for at this point? It's like me losing a tooth at 6, and here I am at 27 asking for the tooth fairy to come and give me money because she didn't give it to me back then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work that way. It really does not. And again, you can't we got to stop thinking that people owe us something.
I agree. That is big facts.
Yeah, I know, because whenever, I mean, it's just baby showers and weddings are something that, like, I love to go to baby showers and weddings. But here's my little asterisk by the invitation. If you have had more than 3 kids, I'm not getting you I'm not getting you a gift for the baby shower for the 4th baby, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't your first baby. Mostly we shower people who have, like, their first, second kid, maybe even the 3rd, because, they don't know what they need. Help, it's a lot, money-wise. Like, it costs a lot to have a baby. On your 4th kid, I'm pretty sure you got, like, a stash of clothes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, and the same thing with weddings. If you've been together, living together for years, and you decide to get married, it's so sad. And I'm sorry. I know this sounds bad. I'm not getting you a gift. Because, I mean, I'll attend, but I probably won't get you a gift because I feel like y'all already been living together. I'll come help. I'll come help you at your baby shower. I'll come set up. I'll come clean up, come serve. But as far as a gift, I feel like
y'all been together.
You've been together already.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's a lot of people in your family who feel that same way.
I can see that.
Who like, well, they already live together. I mean, they living better than we are, so they don't need a gift. I need something for having to come out to this wedding or whatever. So, yeah.
I can see that.
I never had that situation before, but I think over the years since I've been growing, I've just realized, like, no one owes you anything. Like, when we, and then, so, like, the thing that I do now is, like, I lower my expectations. I tell people, don't get me anything. Or I'm saying, like, you don't have to get me anything. Because if I come into a situation assuming that you owe me something, I'm always going to be disappointed. Always.
Yeah. That's the equation of disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know. My expectations are only high for myself. Unfortunately. But, that's just to put that out there.
And then another thing to think about is they didn't get to come to the ceremony.
That might be a thing for some people too.
It might be, because I know a couple people.
No ceremony.
I've heard a couple.
I've
heard a couple people say that about someone else's wedding. I mean, she didn't invite me. What you mean? I gotta get her a gift. She ain't care enough to let me come. Regardless of whatever stopped them. But some people just feel like, if I don't come, you don't get a gift.
Yeah, I mean, look, and hopefully it was something in there that you could have got. I hope so.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you should just tell your people. Just go straight up to them and be like, hey, we got married. I ain't heard nothing from you. And then you can hash it out. But you holding on to it and them not ever knowing that, you mad at them.
Don't do it.
It ain't going to work. It's not going to be good. You're going to lose a lot of people that way.
It's those small little foxes.
And then you never know. You might be doing the same thing to somebody else.
Think about it. Think back. Have you done that before?
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just...
yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah, they can do that.
Communicate, because no need to cut people off because they didn't call you or mail you a card or anything.
Big facts. And on that note, y'all, that's another one in the books.
Yeah, I'm glad, because my eyes getting heavy.
I mean, I could tell you started rambling on at the end there. I'm like, girl, are you out of there or what?
Man,
I didn't want to cut you off, but look,
my eyes a little heavy.
Yeah, I could tell. So, anyways, thank y'all so much. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for listening to How Do You Love Me podcast. If you would like to hear more, listen, just let us know. And if you have a topic for us, all you have to do is send us a DM. Right, at HDYLM _podcast on IG, or you can leave us a voicemail at 682-231-0848. Look, don't forget, by the way, we also have the YouTube channel. If you prefer to watch, you can watch it. Go to our YouTube channel. That's All you have to do in the search bar, type in HDYLM or How Do You Love Me, and we will pop up. And listen, with that being said, that's the end of this one. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
Bye.